Okay, so the wings are now a nice red after several coats of paint. And we are now working on the other, I don't know what to call them on the wings, almost like the bones. So, yeah, sure, the spine of the wing. So, we've decided to go with cardboard and expanding foam. So, this is what's going to be the lower piece here. So it'll look something like that. And then we're just going to expanding foam over it. And so we just kind of wing the shapes, because that's, you know, the Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust thing.
That's how I do it.
And so we're cutting 4 for each, 2 for the front, 2 for the back, and then we'll figure out the top later. So these are kind of the second layer ones. Oh, let's bring this back over here. There's the helmets come along too. That's for a different video though. So here's where the second one goes. We've got that little kind of line up over there. Kind of set it like that. Oh, that's a little high. And that'll sit something like that. And yeah, I don't know why I brought the other one back over there. I could use that.
Yeah, I don't
but
know what you're thinking.
Anyway, so we just trace it out of cardboard, pen, and then we're using an X-Acto knife to cut it.
This one is actually almost perfectly like symmetrical, so I can literally just.
Yeah.
They don't have to be perfect because I'm going to expanding foam over them, so I'm not too concerned about the perfectness of the cuts on the cardboard because they don't really matter.
Yeah.
Expanding foam makes it huge anyways, so there's number 2.
Alright, so we're in the middle of expanding foaming the wing spines. So we've got 4 of them done right now, and I'm just going to show you how I'm doing it now. There's 3 in one here. So make sure you got your wings facing the right way. There it goes. Alright. Oh no, I stopped.
And this will probably expand enough so he doesn't have to do another layer on it.
A little filling in here.
Jordan, you don't need to feel it's expanding foam. It expands. It's alright.
There we go. And as always recommended, once you've done one, spray it with a spritz of water.
Did you spray those ones?
I don't even know. Let's do another spritz. Die. And a little spritz.
A little spritz.
Alright.
This one's a bit wonky. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I'm not sure.
Why?
Thanks. We'll see.
Jordan holds the can really weird.
It's my life.
That's your life?
Yeah. Actually, that's the story of my life.
Doing things weird?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. That works. Let me start back over here.
Hold it, yeah. Advice, hold it a little farther away from the, like don't hold it too close to the cardboard because then you get folding like that.
Unless you want to get that effect.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So what we're going to do here is take kind of the spines of the wings. Now that we've got them all foamed, you are best to wait 24 hours if you are not in a rush. You may be anxious to finish your cosplay, but let it completely dry if you have the opportunity. It makes it so much easier to work with, and it won't accidentally expand on you if you like half cut it one time and half another, and you will have a lot less holes too in the foam. Not that, but we're covering it, but it just makes it easier to carve and everything. So we're gonna take this last one here. There's the kind of pointy tip of it, and this will be the side closest to my back. Oh my god, it's giant, like the oversized wings that go with it, so it's great.
These are gonna be so obscenely huge.
So, first, easiest thing if you want to start easy, is just cut off anything that goes behind your cardboard piece, because that's got to be cut off anyway. We are using an X-Acto knife. We are using fancy black blades. Black and silver. It means something. I don't know what. But it cuts like it should, so that's a plus.
Oh, there we go.
Cuts like a
18 milliliter, or millimeter, sorry.
Yeah.
Olaf.
Converts the same.
It says heavy duty spare blades made in Japan.
And you know Japan's advanced and stuff, so.
8 separations. We can get it to focus on it. There we go. And it's Olaf. Oh, Olfa, not Olaf. Olfa.
Olfa.
I have frozen on the brain.
So I've got all the little pieces in the back cut, so it's pretty flat back there. And now I just like to trim it down to the cardboard on the sides, because that's kind of how big we plan for it. And usually I like to start at the end that's closest to my back, because part of that will be cut off, and then it's a little bit of a boost of confidence that I can do it. So, and if I can do it, you can do it. So as you can see here, there's still, I don't know if you can see that, there's a little bit of bubbles in there, but for the most part there's nothing huge as of yet. This is messy, so yeah, do it on a tarp, because you will get foam everywhere, and foam just gets everywhere almost as good as glitter does. And glitter is fun to get everywhere, but sometimes you're just sick of it.
You're just sick of it? The craft herpes?
Yeah, you're just sick of having craft herpes. Nobody likes to get sick. Alright. Slowly carve. I should probably try and go faster, but I don't want to cut my fingers.
So, something I've had to remind Jordan of a few times already.
Haven't cut a finger off yet, though, so.
But he keeps cutting towards himself. These knives are incredibly sharp. Never cut towards your hand.
Unless you're a man.
No, not unless you're a man. And never do it.
Ah!
Oh my god.
Stunt devil. Daredevil.
Once, when I was carving a pumpkin, I cut this thumb really bad. Really, really bad. That's not a scar. That's just a weird thumb wrinkle. But I cut like through the nail and really, really deep. So just don't.
Just don't do exactly what I just did.
Did you just do it?
Yeah, I just to show them.
Oh my god. He'll be the death of me. Can't wait to go to the hospital with you with like half a missing thumb.
I'm not my dad. No, he didn't lose a thumb.
He didn't lose a thumb, no biggie. What did he lose?
No, what was it? A ring? Piece of a ring finger?
How? X-Acto knife?
They were moving like a table or something like that, and something slammed shut and just sliced right off. The stitch is stuck though, so it's back on there. The nail's all messed up though. So be careful, people, when you are at work or anywhere.
It's a gross story.
You never know. You never know.
I'm scarred for life now, Jordan.
Okay. It's kind of fun carving this, even if you're not an expert sculptor like myself. You just kind of live with yourself, and you can, if you're really worried, just make more than you need. Which, by the way, we have 8 of these. Wait, 6. No, wait, why do I have 8? Do I have 8?
You need 8 for front and back of the 4 spines that are not the topmost spine.
We have 8.
You're supposed to have 8.
My math isn't working out in my head right now.
He's a materials engineer.
I'm tired.
Just be glad he's not a doctor.
You have most of your spine.
Except for those 3 vertebrae right in the middle.
So, there it's curved down a little bit. And now comes the sculpting part. I like to try and do something where you kind of got these little curves here. I don't exactly know how to do it, but let's just see what I can do here. Let's just kind of carve upward. Actually, no. You know what?
Can I do it?
Carve
Can I do it?
What? Why?
Okay, you want to do it?
A little bit. Show people how terrible my artistic skill is. Hey, Allie, what's the cosplay song of the day today?
The cosplay song of the day today is... What song did I listen to a lot today? Oh, Little Numbers by Boy.
She's wrong. It's My People by Grismatic.
Wow, this the movement. Come on.
Little Numbers by Boy.
Instead of going one featuring the other, they took both their names, Grizz and Grammatic, and just combined it to be Grismatic. And they were amazing. They were on After Iggy Azalea, and nothing was planned after Iggy Azalea on their list. And then you go, when your friends got to go to the bathroom during night party, and then you're like, wow, this band's good, we're just going to stick for that. And have a great time. And then you have a great time.
So as you can see, what Jordan's doing, I don't want to sit in any glue. He's all over the floor. He's slowly shaving some off. So once it's shaved down, we will be back.
And it looks so great.
Fabulous.
Okay, so now I've finished with the X-Acto knife and somehow made a decently shaped blade. The nice thing about bones is that they're not perfectly shaped. So you can make them, cut them kind of just whatever way you want. Just shave it down until you're happy. Just don't leave yourself with only cardboard left, because that would defeat the purpose.
I just got a text message from you. I'm using your phone to record.
That's a good point. Technically it says you got it 2 hours ago and you never checked it.
What? Let's see, what does that say?
It says 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago, and I just got it. I'm trying to touch my iPad. What is going on? What is going on? So many messages.
So once you've got it carved out, next thing you gotta do is use your just regular glue and some water. And we kind of just pre-mixed it together. I believe you're supposed to do it like 1/4 water, or 1 part water, 3 parts glue. We just kind of winged it. It's kind of worked so far.
Winged it? Get it?
Yeah, we winged it.
But tits.
You just take some newspaper. That's a nice Ford ad. I don't know if Ford cars are good or anything, but you rip up the Ford ad. You turn it into little paper chips, and then we just paper mache. Also, fun thing, I have cleaned up most of the foam from carving. Do not carve the foam, and paper mache in the same area if possible.
Can you
Because
imagine
if there's
drop this in here? Woo!
yeah, if there's one thing that's worse than glitter, it's glitter glue, and the same thing goes for foam and glue. Because that'll just, you'll have a bad time. I like to start at the far end again, kind of, that way you're hopefully best by the time you get down to the good end. That I don't know if people really notice the blemishes anyway.
Point.
So here, we just take a piece, both sides. Oh, that's a little covered. Do we put water in here yet?
Yes.
Okay, we already have it mixed. It's still a little thick. And
The water probably partially evaporated because it's been like 20 minutes since we...
water, no. Not in a cold basement. Just slather it on there. A little extra glue only means it holds a little better. It doesn't stick very well, I find, to the foam itself, but to the cardboard. It wraps quite nicely, which is helping at least. You don't have to go all the way around, but even if you touch the cardboard, it's a little something that you got going in there. So I like to just overlap because then you're safer. You're less likely to miss a spot, but you're probably best off doing a few layers anyway. Quite time consuming, but you can do other stuff like watch Doctor Who in the meantime. That's how we've been keeping busy. Or create your own tutorial videos and talk to a camera. That keeps you a little busy. To do a quick update here, as you can see, I've got these 4 pieces of my wings here. They have been paper mache'd with 1 layer, and then I touched it up with another kind of half layer where any foam was shown through, where there were any kind of big edges sticking up, and I tried to get them down. And then it has been gesso, which the gesso is right there. We've got a giant container. I don't know if you can see here, I've got 2 layers of gesso on, but some of the cracks are showing through. I don't know if this will be a problem. It might be when I put on the black paint, but I'm hoping the black will kind of cover and hide all the cracks. But this will be an experiment. It may need multiple layers of black. I might need to do some more gesso over the black spray paint. But at this point, this is kind of what they look like. It does kind of have the bony structure, so I'm really happy with that, the way it turned out. And next comes the spray painting. The other thing I did here too, so here are the wings now. I've added a small coat of orange. So as you can see, it's kind of redder down there, and then it kind of shifts off into the orange up there. Used a pumpkin orange. And then I've got these white lines with chalk, which will indicate where the yellow veins will go and where some of the holes will go with the necks, like that. And I just kind of looked at a picture to see kind of how the veins go, and I tried to mimic them as best as I can on the bottom half of the wings up to where each of one of these pieces will go. So before I did the second layer of paper mache and it was dry, kind of lined it up where I wanted it to be and traced it out. You can kind of see that, and then it kind of just sits on there like such, and that's not going to sit right now because the wing's not very flat, but yeah. Alright, I'm going to get back to painting and I'll update you with what happens next. So we've got all our little veins traced out in white chalk so we know where we're going. The wing skeletons are now covered in about 2 layers of black paint. I also did the back too. We had 8 cut, but I might just use the 4 on the front and just painted part of the back that sticks out off the wing here, which will be glued on after the yellow has dried for 24 hours. So as you can see, Ellie's just going over the lines there. And it goes really fast if you use the little bottles I'll show you in a second here. Oh, it's okay. Keep on going. I got another one.
Okay.
Alright, so we're using this yellow paint from Desserts here. It's a, let's see, it's a deep yellow. You can use any yellow you want, you know, pick the one that you like. There's only like 1,000 of them that exist. You might like a sunshine yellow, maybe there's a tulip yellow, golden yellow, deep yellow, light yellow, mustard yellow.
Any yellow you think will show up well enough on your...
Yeah. So these are the little spray bottles we just got. Well, it's not really a spray bottle. It's almost like a little dropper. So this one's got a little lid on it. I'm going to take it off here. I'm going to attempt to take it off here. Okay. Okay, this is not...
Oh, that just sounded on my iPad.
Oh, yeah, not a good thing.
No. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, people. You're going to have to watch me like this. This lid does not come off. Oh my
nice. You have to pull it. Use your teeth.
What the frick?
Use your teeth.
No.
Here.
Got it. Came off. That's got to be like the weirdest view ever. You could probably see up my nose and stuff. So
Tell
that's
them
what
needs a trim.
Yeah. Leave it in the comments if I need a nose trim. You know, we like to make sure people leave comments in every video, even if it's 1 or 2 comments. You know, we read them all. So you just cut off the little tip there with, we used an X-Acto knife, scissors worked, to whatever. Grab a test piece, that's what I did. Let's see if I can find the test piece among the mess. Nope, we're not finding the test piece among the mess. Woo, okay. Take a little test piece of fabric, because you will have some from cutting off your wings. If you didn't throw it out already, hopefully you watched the video in advance. And you can just cut off the tiniest tip, tiniest bit after where the little seal's broken. Check that. If it's not big enough, cut down a little further. And then if you squeeze harder on the bottle, more of it comes out anyway, so you can kind of get like a thinner, thicker look vein. We've got our little Aatrox model right there on my computer loaded up. I don't know where I found that one, but I was god happy I found it. And then the little holes where we're going to cut are marked with X. After we forgot the fray stop at Allie's, but what we're going to do is we're going to fray stop around the edge so that when we cut it, it will cut nicely and not fray. And as you can see, you can try to just paint it on with a paintbrush. I will tell you, with our first set of wings, it took a lot longer. This will take us under half an hour for a under $10 spray bottle, maybe around $5.
Oh shit, see that's what I didn't want to happen. Fudge.
What?
Just, it like spurted a little. Oh, it's easy to take off. I can take off the other stuff that I screwed up.
Oh, don't worry about it, just leave it for now.
Okay.
And then this is kind of what the old one looks like, as you can see. It's got, you know, not necessarily clean lines. That's after like 3 layers of white acrylic paint. It still comes out nice. I mean, you get whatever thickness you want for the most part, but it takes a lot longer just to move the brush up and down. You got to clean the brushes after.
Ah, see? It's burping.
So do you need more paint?
Yeah, I do.
You got more.
And that's how easy it is to... The spray paint is like a plasticky paint, right? So it's really easy for me to just take it off the spray paint.
So even though these are giant, they're going. I think they look exceptional already. All right. So for this part, I'm doing the outside skeletal structure for the wing here. So these are going to go 1, 2, 3. So what I have here is 1-inch pipe cover. It actually covers 1 inch to 1 1/4 inch. That's the only size that would actually fit because I didn't see a specific 1 inch, but it may exist. So this is just pipe cover. It's black foam. Unfortunately, it doesn't match the other black on the wings here. So I have to find a way that I can wrap around the wing and still have it a different black. So I'm trying to paint foam, and you can't just spray paint foam. So what I found is this white Gorilla Tape here, and I think it's like double thick adhesive. It's white. It almost, I don't even know how to explain the texture. It's close to duct tape. And what I've done is I've cut the pieces to however big I need them. I started with a straight one on this piece, on the diagonal piece, and then I just kind of eyed the angles for these pieces. So what I have here is I covered it in the white tape, just layer by layer, just one at a time. It helps if you have a friend. And then I actually measured, I put this in the harness, and I stuck it all the way in, so I find out where the black pipe ends, and wherever the black ABS pipe ends is where this stuff starts. So the duct tape here, it can actually, I would have paper mache this, but then you can't wrap this back around, so that's why I use this tape, because it still has a little bit of flexibility before I paint it. So you just wrap it around, and then you have this one here, and then the end. So I just cut to form the angles as best as I could. And then for the end piece, it looks a little more complicated here, as you can see. So what we did here is we cut a little triangle down here to give it that bend. So to get this triangle here, let's see, yeah, you can try and zoom up on this if you want. So this is kind of what I cut out here. And what happens is if you glue these together, you get kind of a bend there. It's hard to see, but this bends downward. If you have the point of the triangle pointing toward my back, I guess, then the other part will go down. And we just used hot glue to attach that. So we did each side individually because we're not trying to attach the taped sides. So once we did that, that's how we got this little downward curve here. And then we'll glue that in eventually. And then on the ends, this would actually be cut the other way, but to get the gist, we cut something like this out, so it would be like that. And then we took this end, so ours was cut in half because we had these two sides instead, but you just fold this in. I cut 1/2 the side out. That's probably hard to see here. I just folded in, cut out half that triangle, folded it in, and then I taped over it. And then I'm going to spiral around the rest, and then probably do straight pieces along this one so that it can be painted. And that's how you do the last complicated side. So we're going to tape it, paint it, put it on, and it'll be done. And that's a long-winded explanation. Okay, so that was the last of the video of the Aatrox wing tutorial. In the next video, I'm going to tell you guys how it went at the con. I will give you updates, improvements that will be made, so there will be future videos because unfortunately they weren't perfect. The con was awesome. I met so many awesome people, took so many great photos. It was a great time. And I will update you. This video is super long. I'm sorry you had to sit through it all. That's the third part. And I'll even get you an updated what the wings look like now. So